I did not set that up to fade at all. Hello. Tested out possibly doodling and stuff and things. Just also looking at how things look and things and things and things and things. I'm just gonna keep talking. Here's Xolen in progress. Actually, something looks weird. He looks really desaturated on that screen. What's going on? This is why we run tests. Let's see. I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh, good, you can't. Display. Known general. Advanced. Okay, there we go. I'm super quiet. I am speaking very quietly, so that's probably me more than anything. And you're on the phone. Yeah, maybe that too. Maybe that too. Hi. Hi. Flandy. Huh? No. I confused dubs. I'm still testing some things. Okay, whatever. I can't fix. Maybe I can fix it. You thought it was muted? Oh boy, yeah. Nope. I'm just being quiet. Which hopefully it's better. You can hear me a little better now. I don't know. If it's too quiet, I don't know much else I can do. Unfortunately. Okay, I'm just gonna hope that it is okay. And I don't know why the sound is kind of fucked, or the visual's kind of fucked. He's a little more pigmented on my screen. Why did it give you the dollar sign? Okay, bye, Flandy. And also hi, Flandy. I'm gonna test one more thing, pardon me, and then I will probably work on actually finishing him. I have sound being directly into my ears hold too. Okay, so then I'm probably quiet. I think I found it. Yeah, saturation. Why are you desaturated? Don't do that. And don't sharpen it either. Just leave it as is. Okay, does that look better? Yes, that does look better. Okay, good. Okay, so I'm very quiet apparently. I'm gonna try and move the mic closer to me. Oh, you know what it might be? Hold on. Oh, I don't know if that'll help, but we'll see. But I don't intend to do too much talking, I guess. I don't know. Happy Saturday or Sunday for those who are here. And I, at some point, will get music in the background of this. But for right now, I suggest listening to something in the background while fucking around with this. Because streaming from Windows is much easier than streaming from a Mac, let me tell you. But the Mac made it easier to connect to my iPad, which looks like it actually moves pretty quickly and smoothly and not really laggy, because I was trying a few different things, which is the main reason I'm trying things. But yeah, I'm just gonna do like a little bit of cleanup on him and then finish up, because I am trying to move away from the artwork that we used before, which I still think I have here for reference. There it is. Actually, I have it highlighted. There it is. So hopefully you can see it, but on that top right corner is the Xolen I use currently for the token. It was originally, I think, in like black and white, so I just colored it for my boy Xolenini, but I obviously don't want to be using someone else's artwork anymore. So I appreciate how wonderful that drawing was, so I tried to I very heavily referenced it, but this is essentially my rendition with a few changes. I just gave him thicker, chunkier paws and such, and kind of made some of I think the plating along his backside a little, I don't know, almost like bug-shaped, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I have a couple things to kind of touch up here and there, but yeah, I'm going to do that. So, I guess enjoy or not enjoy. Hi, how's it going? And I don't know what I'm doing. Also, I'm using Procreate, which is kind of the only reason I kind of got back into doodling, because I used to use those older tablets that I actually really loved, but unfortunately it's kind of cumbersome to use now, especially with sort of like my setup of like I draw when I can, not like, you know, I have 3 hours to dedicate to it. So the iPad is really convenient for me to just like pick it up and go and not have to like dedicate time to sitting in front of a desktop, which I wish I had more time to do, but I do not. Also, again, if my sound is crap, let me know. There's going to be incredible amounts of zooming in and zooming out, and I apologize. Also, I'll have so many artists in here. It's pretty awesome. There's an incredible amount of artists in here. I always get yelled at whenever I say this, but it's simply true. I often feel like I am not an artist in a way. Like, it's been so long since I've gotten into it. Also, my brother's calling me, so 1 second. Hi, Nice.
What? Who's this?
I'm streaming.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, you're on the stream now.
What's up, dude?
Not much. I'm doodling. What's up, man?
You doing the what?
I'm doodling.
Oh, shit. Well, I'll let you go. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
It's okay. I'll call you back later because I'm going to do this until it's dinner time and then I'll call you then.
I'll harass you, chat.
Okay, sounds good. Bye, Dennis. Oh my god, it's a good start. It's a good shot. I could draw you something if you'd like to see that you are in fact an artist. I know. Like I said, I always get yelled at whenever I say it, but part of it is because I got like so into it when I was in high school and like when I was younger, and a lot of it was because of kind of like D&D and all the stories I would write, because I wanted to draw those characters and, you know, like those situations. So I got into it that way, and I was, as expected, terrible. But it was more for the fun of it than anything else, and I really had a good time with it. But I really kind of stopped once I essentially, as terrible as it sounds, like entered the real adult world, which is to say, like, I don't know, as soon as I started like getting a job and like going to like college courses and stuff, I was like, I don't have time to doodle while I'm in class anymore. I actually have to like pay attention, and at work I can't just like dick around and doodle. And it made me realize that I really got into art, a lot of it, because I had a lot of free time. So without it, I really fell off the wagon, and I don't think I've drawn like seriously in well over a decade. So I think it very clearly shows. And I don't know, I kind of find myself getting back into it because of the iPad, but you know, like without, I guess, the ease of it, I don't know if I ever would have gotten back into it. So once again, a very hearty thank you to Dubs, my husband, who bought this iPad for me on a whim, and didn't really even ask, I don't know, if I would need one. It was just like, here's an iPad. I was like, thanks, babe. So it got me back into it. And yeah, anything can get rusty, for sure. For sure. I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like so many other artists. Sorry, I know it's not, don't compare yourself and all that stuff, but when I see some of the stuff that they can output, I'm like, that's incredible. You have been practicing for so long, and I just haven't put time into that craft in a very long time. And again, a lot of it is just personal, whatever. Like I still enjoy it though for the time I get to, you know, put time into it essentially. But yeah, a lot of it was just because of doodling characters and situations that I really, really liked. And obviously that other people wouldn't necessarily know about, because especially with like my older stories, I didn't tell anybody. I didn't let anybody read them. It was just for me. I would just write stories for myself. And eventually kind of show it to some people, but for the most part it was for me. And Xolen holds a very important part and place in my heart, I should say, because obviously he's from the Legacy campaign from when I was really little. But I remember when I wanted to make a ranger, I had no idea what I wanted for a pet. I just obviously knew I wanted one. And not like pet, but kind of companion more than anything else. Um, and I didn't tell him anything. I was just like, I want an animal friend. I want to hang out with an animal. I want him to be my best friend. And then he came back to me with a boulet or bullet. I've heard some people call it a bullet, which is weird. I don't know. I don't know how to say it. I could just call him a boulet. Um, and I didn't really know much about the creature at the time, so I was like, a what? And then, the more I spoke with him about it, the more he was like, I just thought it was something like interesting and unique, and obviously not a lot of, um, I don't know, you don't see them around very much, especially then. So, I didn't know what to expect, and then he wound up being a very important member of the team. It's healthy to see my own weakness. It's unhealthy if you cannot also see your own strengths. Yeah, doing music throughout school instilled in me the idea that nothing is perfect. Yeah, but just strive for perfection. You can always be better, and that to me is motivating. I super agree. Um, I think it's always important also just to like obviously motivation is very important, and satisfaction in your craft, whatever that might be. But I always get worried about if it is taken sort of too seriously to the point where like you start losing like what you enjoy about it, and it becomes either a chore or something that you're putting in your head that you have to be this at or that at, which is really funny for me to say after I was like, I sometimes don't feel like an artist. Uh, but um, yeah, I think it's important to make sure you can still grow and adapt, but also enjoy. Make sure you enjoy your time. And this stuff is usually, I would usually do this stuff when like Dubs is asleep, because usually when we're up, we're with each other. But uh, he's playing I think Destiny. Oh, that's the wrong layer. And I am doodling. And since Mark mentioned it, I was like, you know what? I should try one. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Why am I pink? I don't know why you're pink. You're green on the screen, but for you, you might look pink. I don't know. What's wrong with pink, Nanners? Nanners, what's the matter? Not my color. No? How come we don't want to represent pink? Also, I think you can change that in your like channel settings if I remember correctly. There's a way you can like assign a color to yourself. I think it's like mostly to your channel too, but not that you I mean, I make you stream here, but otherwise. Yeah. I hear that. You have to find the line. A friend from high school got a doctorate in the cello performance. Whoa! That took hours of practice every single day. Yeah. Too much for me. Yeah. Damn. Yeah. As soon as you said doctorate, I was like, God damn. That is not an easy thing to do. Those people are incredible most of the time, though. Like when you see what they can do, it is amazing. But this is always going to be just fun times for Foos. And the messy messes that I make. Put Zolanini on this very colorful background, which I should probably tone down. Seeing the one color in the chat box. And what? Competent color? Different color? My brain's real small today. I'm sorry. I can't read. Oh, completely different color in the stream? Is that what was that supposed to say? Completely. Got it. Okay, good. Yeah. I think everyone's different colors for me, except for Flandy. Flandy, you still look orangey on both like the chat box and the everyone else is different colors. So actually, I don't know if my color stays. Hold on. Wait for that to post. Yeah, my color remains. It might be based off your channel color on your profile. Yeah, that's it. We did it with our brains together. I know that sometimes it doesn't stay though, because sometimes if I'm on another channel, then I think it gets like overwritten or something. Uh, but not that I really mind. It's not a big deal. Oh, hey Flandy, are you while you're still here? Hold on, actually, I'll come back to some of the touch-ups on him in a bit. I still haven't finished with. Oh, where is he? Difficult terrain. There we go. Ryland. I'm in the process of redoing him, which I think I sent you this, but I'm in the. We're gonna be getting a new Ryland, hopefully soonish. I'm gonna get back to him, I promise. I'm still kind of trying to decide which, while you're here, should I stick with kind of like the armor that we used for the reference picture, or did you kind of like the nature plate of the old one? So, for example, your nature plate here is just like big kind of chunks of wood, I guess, that kind of resemble plate armor in a way, or should we kind of work with, let's see, this guy, which I have for reference. And he's really low opacity. Give me a second. Something like this, I guess, which almost looks a little more like leathery. Obviously, there's wood influence, but hey, Mark. Yes, I'm messing around with an art stream. I'm trying to see if this is what I want to do. But hello, Flandy's here, so I'm asking him some questions about his character that I'm drawing, or redrawing, actually. So, obviously, you don't have to answer me now, Flandy, but just so you can see what I'm working on. But this is going to be Ryland, and he's going to have a helmet on, which I don't think I even really started. Did I start? That's the old one. Oh, I did start a little bit, and then I was like, I don't like it, and yeah, all kinds of things. But anyway, I have to go back to Xolen. There he is. Okay, actually, wait, hold on. Oh, hi, Dubs. How are you? I feel like his armor is very nature-based as much as he could make it at a natural sturf. Yeah, I kind of agree. Which is why I kind of like the in-between that the original artwork was, I think. But, I don't know. We'll see. I'm into it. We did a little behind-the-scenes meeting for it. Yeah. Yeah, see what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, he's amazing, though. AJ? Holy crap. Which I think I told you before, I always want to say, like, Agillustrate, because I think like, on Twitter, he's like AJ Illustrate, and I'm so used to reading that. So, this is going to call out Microcosmic, but also Dispel Logic, the channel that he's on. That artist there is amazing, AJ. So, not only do they have super awesome D&D stuffs, but that the player / DM, I think, on Fridays, is an incredible artist, so definitely show him some love if you haven't already. Maybe he should stream at some point. Come for me, stay for art. Yeah, really. I wonder if he's ever interested. Although I also wonder what medium he uses, because like I said, I used to use the Wacom tablet a lot more. Oops, that's not supposed to be there. Oh, because it's not alpha locked anymore. I used to use the Wacom tablet, but then I got into the iPad, which is helpful. However, lately, every now and then, it's like, I didn't register your touch, and then I have to go over it like 4 times. Oh, thank you. Just done so amazing. He has done streaming art. And Scott? I didn't know Scott was an artist either. Well, shit, I'd love to see that. Is it both of their artwork, or is it only age? I don't know. I have no answers. If Scott has any of his artwork public, I would love to see it. I used to be on like a bunch of different art sites too, way back when, and then I slowly fell off of all of them. But I do have some of my art friends that I made from then, which was super fun. And a really nice community. That's the wrong layer. Watch me desperately try to find which layer this stupid smudge is on. It's some of each. Really? So, if you don't mind, if you know whose is whose. So it's a mix then? Oh, it is this one. I just erased poorly. But why does it look like there's more coming? Oh, because I'm on paint. You dingus, not eraser. I am so smart. Okay. Back during Ages Past campaign, Scott created artwork for the Dragonborn. Oh, I don't think I saw that. Was Ages Past a previous campaign? Like, did it finish? They were trading off to everything. It's absurd to me. Yeah, super agree. Super agree with that. But I think that campaign pretty much retired in 22. Not exactly finished. Oh, so was it like... What's the word I'm looking for here? Not retired? I guess on hiatus almost? Like put on pause? I guess? Do you like it?
It's very spicy.
It is. Dubs is trying my hot cocoa. What's up? Hi.
Are you streaming?
Yeah.
From the tablet?
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah. I'm testing.
Neat.
Yeah. Okay, fine. I'm not saying what happened, but it could be on hiatus. Okay, well, hopefully everybody involved is okay and it was something that is not a negative reason. For the most part. I think I wanted to give him a few more teeth too, actually. I'm not certain what happened, but it could be on hiatus. Yeah. Like I said, I do hope it's okay, because... Oh, wow, that was weird. Sometimes, especially with sort of online campaigns, some sort of bad situations can come about, which is hopefully not the case. And speaking of, one of the bigger groups that I'm a part of had, like, serious, I don't know, drama or whatever this last week or so. And I don't know, it just kind of reminded me how lucky I am to have some of the folks around our channel active and such, because I think we got a really good group of people around here, and it's great. You don't have to worry about nothing like that. I should probably move that under there. Oh no, yeah. Don't forget the ring on his tail. I'm not gonna draw the ring on his tail just yet, just because, I also kind of wanted to talk to you about how it looked like, Nunners, because I had an idea in my head, but I was like, I'm scared if I have it in the wrong image. Which in general, I'm usually really scared about, like, drawing someone else's character, because, I don't know. It's very, the Baphomet version. And the Klex version. You made my buddy, oh, not, you didn't make him, but you were like, if I agreed to that Klex thing, he would have been a Klexy boy. Which, no thank you. Revi's not having. But yeah, I get nervous drawing other people's characters, because, I'm terrified I'm gonna ruin their image of what that character might look like. Because I don't know. I think everyone sees things a little differently, right? So, it can, I don't want to, like, mess up someone's perception of their own character. That sounds really sad. If you like it, you put a ring on it. D&D groups are like bands. Yeah, they are. Although the D&D group that I was referencing, they're very large, which at that point, I'm sure everyone knows who it is. And I had no idea, like, the big details of, like, who was involved and whatever. I was just kind of like, I don't know what's going on. This is unfortunate, I guess. But like I said, it just kind of made me realize, how lucky I am to have, you guys being so awesome and not having to worry about that stuff. And it's great. Let's just have a good time. And also, speaking of artists and stuff, I have no... Okay, well, that's good. Nenners renders his own artwork, which sometimes I'll, like, punch up just a little bit just because I want, like, maybe a little more color and such in it. But, for example, let me see. His Valen. There you go. He rendered Valenini. And I just added a few more things. I think I, like, darkened his eyebrows and, like, added his symbol, the symbol of Yoriana behind him, and gave him just, like, a quick background or whatever. But he rendered this. It was really, really cool. yeah, I see the layer mask. Hold on. If I disable these, you can see what Nenners did. So this was part of this big old render that he did, which was super, super cool. So, you know, artists in all different kinds of ways. But this is how Nenners is. Put that background back on. Yeah. So I just kind of touched it up a little bit for my token, essentially, that I use in his campaign. But yeah. Okay, teeth are fine. Sort of darken this just a little bit more. If I ever do this again, I will definitely have music in the background because I'm listening to music, but I was having some trouble getting it to, like, I don't know, come up well, I guess. Talent, it is. That's what I'm saying. You don't have room to swing a dead cat around here without hitting an artist. I think it's a very creative field, I guess, you know? Talent. Renders are fun. I can't do what Foos does, but 3D sculpting, let me tell you, Netters is so good at 3D stuff. Holy shit. Yeah, like even in a virtual space, because you were good at sculpting things with your hands too, which was super cool. Oh, my camera lost me. I'm blurry. Okay, hopefully it'll come back. But yeah, Nenners is amazing at 3D things. And Nenners, when I was young, I remember I used to be like, Nenners is the best drawer ever. And he used to help me draw things for, like, I remember a few times for, like, school projects. I was like, my whale looks bad, Nenners. Help me draw a whale. And much like the great big brother you are, you came and helped me out a lot of times. So, it was awesome. I have awesome big brother. I remember we used to have sort of like arts and crafts sessions, I guess. I almost said sections for some reason, where we would just be like, I'm bored. Let's grab some paper and just doodle or something. And we would do that for hours, which was fun. Okay, we're going to work on some of his highlights, and then I think a lot of the touching up is kind of looking good-ish. You're the best, Dennis. Is that this problem? It is this problem. Oh, why didn't that come out right? It is on hard blend. Hello. Also, there are some cases where, like, now, oh my god, it is so much. This is gonna sound like these young whippersnappers have it earlier or easier, but they do. And that makes it easier for me, a person who is really rusty getting back into it. But sometimes they have brushes in some of these programs that makes it so much easier to do shit. Like, for example, let me find that. I think I got like a braid. Oh, there it is. This stuff. So freaking cool what you can do with this. I'm just gonna make it like really obnoxious and huge so I can show you what it looks like. Let's make a new layer for this. Yeah. So instead of like hand drawing out a whole braid, you could just do that. It looked kind of crazy on top of this, but like, how cool is that? Right? I feel like I just need hair real quick, just mock something up. Blam! Amazing! Which of course, you know, that it's not the whole picture. You have to do more than that, but it's just awesome that it's easier for people to get into it, which I think is important. You're giving him frosted tips. I'm not giving him frosted tips. We still have to make a bomb-ass vanilla gingerbread house. I agree. I 100% agree. I like to draw when I was young, and when I took an art class in 6th grade, and I was so intimidated about how talented people are. Yeah, it's never compare yourself. Never. It just doesn't get you anywhere. Much as Joe was saying earlier, you know, don't just try and get better each time you get to it, but you know, don't compare. No good. Again, you guys, creativity is awesome. I pick music because I can reproduce written material. Making my own stuff is very rarely called to me. Oh, okay. Well, that's still cool. I've always wanted to kind of experiment with my own music and like making stuff because I've always loved music. For from a really young age, and I'm always, always, always listening to music. To the point where poor Dubs, if he's like hanging out around me and he's not like I'm quiet, and I might like give him the remote. If he doesn't put something on, some kind of sound, I like lose my mind. Like you have to listen to something. I mean, I have to listen to something because I need noise. But I don't know if I could ever really make any kind of music. I don't know. I haven't really gotten into it. Although I know Nenners has. Nenners, you've messed around with a few music programs, but I don't know if you've done anything with it. If you have, I don't think I've ever seen anything. I do know there were times where we would get so mad at like a song where there were like a shit rapper in it, and we would purposefully edit out the rapper. so like that's what I've done. I know I've done that before, but Fruity Loops, have Fruity Loops. Bought it with the tax return. Oh, sweet. Must be nice to get tax returns. Jeez. I haven't gotten a good one in a little while. It's been sad. And actually, because I switched jobs this year, I still don't think I'm going to be getting a very good one. It's one of those few times where it's like I miss the days of retail when like you would work and then get like a $1,500 tax return back. But now I'm like, I think the last 2 years I had to pay like $200 or something. And then I think this year I'm due for another. Actually, no, this year I think I might be getting paid, but I think it's going to be like $200. But we'll see. Don't talk to me about taxes. I owe the government for these second year running. Oh, I'm sorry, man. File single, no dependents. Yeah. Yep. Dubs and I keep saying we have to figure out who's going to file with Nubs as their dependent because we have a son now and he's a dependent. Whoopsie. I'll have to come back for that one part. Alrighty, getting some highlights done. I'm gonna have to come back for that part. Also, have you ever met an artist who had good posture when drawing? I feel like every time we draw, we turn into like gremlins. I always like slouch really, really hard. Technically, it's a good thing because for the second year in a row, my income increased, even though posture check. Thank you, Mark. Even though they said that they did not tax me properly. Oh. Yeah, exactly. If you're making more, it's like, this is good, but I don't want to have to pay anything. So what did you end up doing to get your iPad on screen? I looked up a few artists, or like a few artist tutorials, essentially, on how they could mirror it. I did try the Google Meet chat thing, but oh my goodness, it was so laggy. It wasn't kind of smoothly picking up what I was doing, and like my zoom ins and zoom outs were so jerky. I was getting motion sickness watching it, so I was like, that's probably not gonna work. But I looked up a few different ones. This particular program is called AirPlay, I think. Let me double check. Air Server, excuse me. And so what it is I downloaded the software on my laptop, and that way it made it so that my iPad could AirPlay, or not AirPlay, remote screen, there we go, to that software essentially. So this software is just kind of mirroring that screen, and usually when you mirror your like Apple device from one screen to another, it'll only show that screen. So like you can't use any other programs on that laptop if you're mirroring your iPad. It would just be whatever's on your tablet, which is obviously not what I'm going for because I need to be able to stream and look at things and maybe open windows and whatever. So yeah, this is what I'm using for now, and we'll see if I like it enough to keep doing things like this. Because I also think if/when I do things like this, it's going to be so spontaneous. Because like I said, a lot of it is done when I put Dubs to bed, which makes him sound like he's a cat or something. But when I am kind of like alone basically at night is when I get to this. So I don't know if it's conducive to streaming hours, really. But, if it's fun, I might do it. Also, I don't want to be, not that I am shouting right now, but I don't want to be raising my voice or anything when he's asleep. Which, like I said, probably won't be the case always, but I was just had my iPad mini. Someday I'll get one. Yeah, definitely look into it. I know one thing that Dubs kind of turned me on to was I think it's Amazon Renewed or something, where you can get like refurbished devices essentially. I think it ranges from like iPads to like no everything, tablets, phones, whatever it might be. So if you're looking for kind of like a discount one that's like a refurbished situation, maybe check that out. Because I know for me, I remember when he even got me one, I was like, I hope he did pay full price for it. I don't think he did. Oh my god, please pick up my pen. Please, please. Okay, there we go. So, you don't have to pay full price necessarily. Especially for this thing, which I don't use all the time, but it is nice when I get to use it. And if you heard my prayers just now, that's because sometimes this guy kind of decides not to pick up my pen every now and then, even though I'm pushing and moving at the same time. But that's okay. He does his best. Ugh, yep, and lost me there too. So yeah, like I was saying, I think I mentioned it in Discord, but I was like, you might hear me cursing every so often because every now and then my iPad just decides not to register my movements. Alright, he's looking like a scaly boy. Which I realize the contrast looks much more contrasty on my screen than here. No, it looks okay. Never mind. Ignore me. Also, for those of you who dropped by, thanks for hanging out, as per usual. I feel like lately I've been doing so many, like, test things of, like, do I want to game on this channel? Do I want to doodle on this channel? And I'm not sure yet, but at least I'm having a good time. So I appreciate that. Looking good. Don't touch yourself first. Thanks, Nanish. I'll appreciate it. I also have to say, like, this is such a huge leap for me. I think baby foos would be mortified to do this because anytime I used to draw, especially when I was younger and in like high school, anytime I would draw, I would cover with my whole ass body. I would just like lurch over it the second anyone came to go look at it. I was like, no, this is not for you. It is for me. Do not look at my shit. So to be drawing unabashedly in front of people is definitely something baby foos would collapse even thinking about, I think. And I clearly still have some touch-ups around here. You can always game on my channel. Yeah, no, I know. I mean, it's not because, like, the what is it? I guess, like, the I guess topic is different. I don't mind the idea of, like, a variety channel of some kind. But I also know that, like, sometimes when you game, you just want to game, you know? Maybe you don't want to talk to anybody. And that's fine, too. So sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I would always want someone to be watching whatever I'm doing. But I guess when the mood suits me, we can do that. Although a part of me is entertained by the idea of streaming. What is it? What am I playing? Requiem? Requiem? A Plague's Tale. A Plague's Tale. I did it. We got there. A Plague's Tale. Requiem. Because I'm garbage at stealth. And if you want a good laugh, please watch me try to stealth, because I'm used to killing my way out of things, and if you can't do that, then I don't know what to do with myself. So, that I might stream at some point, so you can laugh with me about how terrible I am. Obviously, we'll believe in you. Yeah, I thought it looked dope before the highlights, and then you said highlights. Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's a multi-step process. That's the kind of the beauty of artwork and such, because it feels like, oh, I'm done, and then if you just keep noodling around on it, you're like, oh my god, it's looking better. It's looking better and better. And sometimes I have the patience to do it, and other times I'm like, good enough. I'm done. Which is yet another reason why, like, I don't know if I could ever want to do commissions, really. But yeah. Get ready for the sweaties, not for this brain. Oh, Flandy, you okay, man? Let me tell you, I'm having a rough day. For my brain is having a rough day, is what I should say. I'm having a fine day. Today's nice. Today's been good. The art stuff, not the sweaties. Vroom vroom. Nice, Flandy. Sometimes you have to look at it and you just say, nailed it. Yep, I fully agree. One of my really good friends, at RIT when I was learning graphic design, she used to laugh because, like, we would always hit a stage where we were like, okay, this has to be perfection. This has to be better. This has to be better. And then eventually we would just be like, I'm tired of this. And she was like, ah, yes, the fuck it stage. Where, like, you've worked on it so long that you kind of just don't care. You just want to be done. And that, I don't know, it still makes me laugh to this day, where, like, I even tell it to, like, my coworkers now, where I'm like, did you hit the fuck it stage? Have you gotten to the point where you're like, don't care, I'm done. That's enough. But it depends on what it is, too. For example, I have been reworking the bejesus out of Irene's hair for difficult terrain, because I'm still kind of not happy with it. And I haven't hit the fucking stage with that yet, and I'm very surprised about that, because I've probably put too much time into various different iterations. But one day I'll update it. Feed pigs are live. Hi, Fleet, how are you? If I'm arting, I could try to copy something. Spontaneous creativity is not me at all. Well, I mean, for this picture, like you saw, I very heavily referenced... Hold on, let me get it back up again. This picture, which was black and white when I first found it, but I colored it in. This is when we were, like, first getting into, like, the online thing, so I just kind of used this and drew the little X to make sure that it looked like Xolen. But when I was drawing it now, I very heavily referenced it. I changed a few things about it, obviously, but, I mean, it wasn't a trace, but I very clearly used it as a reference for this, so, referencing is fine, obviously. Just add your own flair or whatever. And I think that's another thing that, I feel like a lot of times it comes from outside of the artist community, but a lot of times people get mad at, like, referencing or any kind of, like, people always are like, why isn't it original, or like a full original thing? That just kind of doesn't exist in art. In any medium, I feel, because everyone's always learning from other people. Like, there's always inspiration taken from certain things and whatever. Like, obviously, if someone wants, like, credit for something, do that. But yes, nothing is original. If someone's like, if you use my pose, please tell me, or something, then yeah, obviously. But things are always referenced. It's just kind of how people create, really, I think. And I feel like a lot of times it's people outside of artistic realms who get mad about it and are like, why isn't this fully original, and how dare you reference this and that, and blah 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 blah. Also, I'm not being paid for this art. This is just so I can reference my Boule buddy in a game. I think it's true. Everything is permitted. Hey, Assassin's Creed. Used to love those games so freaking much. And when everybody started loving 4 was exactly when I hopped off. I barely made my way through the 3rd game. And I think I got that for... No, I did have to pay for that. I did have to pay for that one. And all the other Assassin's Creeds, I got almost all of them for free for various reasons. Whether it was like I bought a graphics card or someone bought something and then they got it for free, so they gave me the code or whatever it might have been. Like I was getting, I think at least like another 5 or so Assassin's Creeds for free. And I couldn't get through them. I did not like them. I loved the old style. And I know everyone was like, it's very repetitive and da-da-da. Like, yeah, but I'm an assassin. Guess what? I'm here to assassinate people, and that's it. That's fine. That's fine if that's the game. And I enjoyed the, I don't want to say repetition. What was it? The, like, weird historical tie-ins. Like, the aliens and stuff that you were seeing in, like, 2 and all that. I freaking loved that. And then it kind of felt a little weird. Like, I never really cared for Desmond, and I'm not going to say too much more just because I don't know if people are playing through stuff and I don't want to spoil, but I just didn't care about him, and every time you had to play as him I was like, I'm tired, I don't want to do this is not fun, I'm trying to be an assassin. I'm not trying to be a regular person. Get out of here. Assassin's Creed Rogue, Black Flag was like almost the reason I quit Assassin's Creed. Because I'm not trying to be a pirate right now. I'm trying to be an assassin. I don't want to be on a damn boat. That's not for foos. So, that game was a struggle for me. And I did not finish it. I think that was the first one I didn't finish. And then for the rest, I just never went back to them. So, that game is not for me. But that's part of the reason I love Ghost of Tsushima too much, because for me, I was like, this is what I feel like Assassin's Creed should be. You know? Oh, okay, bye, Flandy, thanks for lurking. How dare Flandy? Yeah, I'm not, Rogue is my favorite. Which one's Rogue? I can't remember. They all blur together. I know, Unity was the French one? Rogue was the... I don't remember. Which one's Rogue? Rogue. What country does Rogue take place in? Oh, whoops, that's way too bright. Let's try that again, shall we? Oops. I have to change some of the colors of some of these, but that's okay. Rogue is about an assassin who quits and joins the Templar. Which country did that one take place in? Do you remember? Assassin's Creed Rogue. I can't remember. I'm trying to remember, but I can't. America. Wow, fuck. I don't know if that even reached my radar. I probably, I don't know, was so uninterested that oh, whoops. Okay, let's try it again. Is that a more recent? No, it's not a more recent one. The recent ones were kind of the, what was it? There was the Odyssey, and then there was, Origins, and then, wasn't there another one? Valhalla? That was another new one. Haytham was an assassin, right? He was, did he turn? He turned, right? He technically was a Templar, if I remember correctly. Also, that's the other thing that pissed me off. When I was playing 3, I was like, the only interesting person here is Haytham. And you guys decided to make a game about his dad? Why wasn't there a Haytham game? I would have played the shit out of that. But clearly I'm in the minority and they did what everyone else liked, and that's totally fine. But it is part of the reason why I stopped, because that stuff was not for a foos. Let me tell you. I was also getting annoyed at, like, they got better towards, like, now, essentially. But I was getting annoyed at how often they were doing civilizations that have already been very thoroughly explored, I guess. And hello, Insomnia, how's it going? It was released alongside Unity. Oh, Unity was for the new console, and Rogue was 360. Oh. Yeah, no, I fucking totally missed that. Totally, totally, totally missed it. And Insomnia, we're finishing up Revia's companion Boule, Zolanini. His name's Xolen, I'm just calling him Zolanini. But I'm just adding some finishing touches to him before I call it a day. And much like they've heard me say many times over, I don't know if I will be art streaming often, but maybe every so often, just to have fun. Ugh, oh, and I lost my pen there. Not only is some people from Black Fire were in the old road. Yeah, exactly. Like those kind of connections I can see being fun. But I had so much trouble, even with 3, I had so much trouble getting into it. I think selfishly was just mostly interested in sort of like the combat of things. And obviously going from Ezio to any other character I think is really tough. And they milked him as much as they could with all those other games. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't really like any of the other ones. They ruined 3, they did. Mostly it was fun because you could walk down the street and an assassin would drive off through a check. That kind of reminds me of, I think they had a multiplayer version of, like, one of the Assassin's Creed things had a multiplayer version, didn't they? I think, where it was like it was almost like you had to pretend to out NPC each other. Like, I'm just a regular person walking down the street, and then, like, someone online would try and murder you. Which I didn't get to play. It was ... there. Yeah. They didn't dive into Connor's Native Americans. Yeah, Yup. And then also, like, all the other countries that they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna do the Chinese one. I forgot what it was called. I think it was like a mobile game. And then they also did one, I think that took place in India, which was also like either a mobile game or something. And it kind of frustrated me because it was like, we're just running all over Europe. I'm like, I'm tired of seeing this stuff. Like, please explore these other cultures that have like really awesome architecture and artwork that we could like get into and you know, make some of these very important people in history more commonly known, especially in the freaking States where we don't know history for anything. So I was really disappointed in that too, because it winds up being the same kind of stories over and over again. But that's how it is sometimes. I kind of get used to that, unfortunately. Make this a little bit smaller. Just a little bit. The thing about history is it makes white people look bad. Many of us can't handle it. I know. Yeah. There's many different reasons why they don't, and it's so frustrating. I think that's part of the reason why Nunners and I try to kind of explore our culture as much as we can, and possibly others. Not possibly, definitely. Oh shoot, I just accidentally picked the wrong thing. And part of it has to do with my like just undying need to see new shit. I definitely know that like as a person I'm always like, I want something new. Give me something new. I'm tired of seeing the same shit. And that's why I try to get sort of like different cultures or influences in as often as I can, if I can. Which also gives me the excuse to throw monsters that Nenners has never seen thrown at him. I'll never forget. We keep bringing this up. Oh, when the hell did that mark get there? Go away. When the orphanage ambushy situation kind of happened, and Nenners was like, I don't know what that is. And I threw them like a cosmic demon their way or some shit. It was really, really cool. And that was actually based off of some culture. I can't remember what it is, and I don't want to say it in case I'm hilariously wrong, but I will look it up at some point so I remember where it's from. But yes, surprising people with things, I think makes things a little more fun as well. I forgot to finish his claw over here. Let's fix that. Get the fuck out. Nutters, what's the matter? Everything's fine. Everything worked out in the orphanage. You saved everybody. Everything's okay. Don't worry. Nothing to panic. Alrighty. Also, Dubs, you finished Stasis quest yet? Oh my goodness. Destiny. And sort of the difference between highlights and no highlights. Oh, those are the lines. The highlights are here. Kind of brings everything up a little bit more, which is nice. But I think I'm pretty good with him. I might mess with his eye a little bit more because that's still kind of not what I want. But otherwise, looking pretty good. Like I said, I should probably drop this saturation on this background. Make it a little more green. Looks a little better. 34 quests? Is that 34 quests? No. No, thank you. That's too much. Okay, let's fix that one a little bit more. And that's on this one. Let's do this one instead. Is it 34 quests, or is it like, I don't know, did he have to do 34 different things? That seems too much. In this game that makes you want to pay $100 for that thing? That I don't remember. Oops. That was way too high. Okay, also we should probably make this highlight a little more highlighty. It's not too bad. They count turn-ins as steps. Oh, depends. I don't know. Foozy Foos has very little patience, which Nutters is very painfully aware about. Maybe a little less on that one. Teeny tiny. I'm seeing some spam. Hold on, what's that? Not spam. I'm just kidding. Messages. Oh, Insomnia, thanks for the shout out on your Discord. I was wondering why I got pinged. Thank you very much. I don't know how much longer I'll be here, but I very much appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, he's looking pretty good. Any other lines I might need to clean up? Or maybe darken that part a little bit more too. Awesome, Thunders, did you enjoy your week off? Did you have a good time? It seemed like you did. So you're playing lots of games, which is good. Good, 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 good. Maybe more just like a blackish at this point. Needed to decompress. Yeah. Yeah, I hear that. Which reminds me, I had I think about 2 vacation days rollover from last year to this year. So I'm thinking of taking like just spontaneous weekend off or something, because I do think it's important. You got to make sure you are in a good headspace and all that. Also, your job just seems like a constant pain in the ass. So, yes, please take a break if you need. When did you put in for that, by the way? I wasn't sure if it was like a spontaneous thing or if it was like, I'm planning for this months in advance because fuck this shit. I don't know what layer to put this one on. I'll put it on this one. Wait, what is this? I don't know. I'll put it on this one. Jan for IT is usually bad. Oh, December, yeah. Yeah. So it was good that you put it in early too. Which is kind of like sad at the same time because it's just like I knew it was going to be garbage. So that's why I put that in at that time. Excuse me. I don't know if I like him with a thicker eye. Looks a little more friendly. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep the thicker eye. I guess. Oh, there was nothing on that layer. That explains why I didn't know what was on it. I'm very smart. Here we go, buddy. Wonders, have I told you how much I love Xolen? This lovely companion you made for my ranger, because he's the bestest. I'm listening to music that I'm not playing on the stream because I was struggling to figure out how to do that very easily. So if I start humming or something, that's why. These are the lines, right? Yeah, these are the lines. This is awesome. Oh, thanks! I'm so rusty at this, but I'm doing my best. And thanks to the lovely encouragement of my friends, it was suggested that I start streaming this maybe, and here I am. And thank you for dropping by. Dropping by. How do I words? But this is artwork that is going to be used for our Friday campaigns called Legacy, in which case my brother DMs, and it's awesome. So this is my ranger's companion. His name is Xolen. And he's a boule. He's a chunky boy. And that's why we like him. Yeah, he's got a special place in my heart. I've had him for a long, long time. But we're finishing up. He's almost done. Just a couple little things here and there. And then he will be a token. But at least he'll live on in this video as well. And I don't know if you're here for, but like I said, I apologize for the silence and other than me yapping. But hopefully people have background noise on, so it's not just weird clickety clacks from me. I remember also when I was younger, I used to be really good about labeling layers. Now, nope, it's just layer 1 through 45, and if you don't recognize it by the thumbnail, get fucked. Which is not a good habit to have, but that's what I do. I think it's also just more of a hassle on iPad as opposed to the desktop, essentially, where I used to draw. So that doesn't help. Every time well, I don't know what that voice is. The background only was yes. Please link a video of that so I know what you're referencing, because I don't know what that is. The skit you're talking about. Thank you. But that's also because I don't... It's SNL, you said, right? SNL, yeah. I usually don't watch SNL things unless someone is very directly like, someone you like is on this, or this is funny and watch it. Actually, one of my previous roommates sent me a video that I had like sent to all my friends, and I don't know, it's like really dumb, and I think if you're not a part of the joke, I guess it seems stupid, but it was in reference to like how a lot of women reuse gift bags. So like rather than like, you know, using wrapping paper, they'll instead use like a gift bag, and like it's not unusual for them to just like use the same gift bag over and over again to the point where they were like, there's only one of these bags in the whole county and everyone's got it at least once. And I was like, I relate, because I have like a whole like section in my bedroom that it has like a bunch of gift bags that I've used or have received, and in a way, in my mind, it's almost like recycling, you know, so at least I'm not like chucking paper or plastic out every time, and this way I get to kind of like use it again. But that's get killed me dead, because I felt very attacked and very represented at the same time, and it was amazing. So, that's one of the first SNL skits I remember recently, at least. The older ones, I think, I was a little more exposed to, but now I feel like a grumpy curmudgeon who's like, I don't watch that SNL stuff. Sometimes Dubs watches it, and then we'll kind of watch highlights with me nearby. But that's the extent of my exposure. That's the wrong color. There we go. Get rid of that. The music I'm listening to is kind of intense. Which makes me feel like Xolen's gearing up to get to battle. Which, to be honest, considering his friend, Ravaya, he's almost always getting ready for battle. At least lately. I'm gonna blame that on Rollum. Especially because this player is AFK. I don't know if he's still lurking. If you are, hi Flandy. Look at all these messy lines. I was trying to draw this one so fast that when I first drew him, it was in like purple, I think, which is why sometimes you see little splotches of purple, and that's what I'm kind of trying to get rid of now. Apparently, the full skit is nowhere. I found a clip where he sings his own name, which is the bit I was referring to, at least. Oh, is it old? I guess so, right? It would have to be. Hold on, I have to listen to this. Okay, well, that was a pleasure to listen to. So wait, when I say like names of certain things, that's what pops into your head? That's amazing. I actually like usually don't love Will Ferrell, but there are certain times where I'm like, that's amazing. Oh man, actually, the first movie that made me start kind of like not hating him was Blades of Glory, because almost all of his other movies I was just not a big fan of. But I was like, I remember watching that with my other brother, with my brother, I should say, Pooba, he wasn't Nenners, and we were laughing our asses off. But he always loved Will Ferrell, so that was kind of expected from him. But for me to be having such a good time was very unexpected for both of us, I think. Alrighty. Bullet? Do you say bullet? I always say boulet. I don't know. I don't know how it's said. I just say it boulet. You are correct. I am? Am I? Okay. I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, I was taught. I'm not taught. That sounds weird. I guess I was taught. Yeah. By, you know, the people I would play D&D with when I was a kid. So, whatever they said, I said. And then, as I grew up, I'm like, is that not how you say it? I don't know. But I've heard some people say bullet. You're either right or we are wrong together. I'll take it. I will take it. Alright. Well, you know, I'm pretty satisfied with my boulet companion, Xolenini. As such, he shall live. As a reminder, this was the artwork I was referencing off in that top right corner. And this is what we're ending with. I think he was kind of fun to work with and work on. I just like the idea of making him chunk boy. So I like making his claws a little bigger and thicker and hopefully heavier. I think I made him like a little longer too. Maybe not as like stout, I guess. But yeah, he's actually technically a large creature. But in Nenners' campaign, we only ever used him kind of like long ways large. Like he's not 4 or 2x2 in a like a grid situation. He's 2x1. So that might have influenced why I made him a little like longer. We can redraw him. We have the technology. We do. But when we're slapping together so many different characters, I don't have time to draw all of them. We can make it better than he was before. I don't know if it's better, but I like it. I'm satisfied with it. So I'm gonna leave him here. I'll post the final product in Disco, I guess. Let me just save it out. Exporting, save image. Thank you very much. Well, you know what? This guy's gonna be next. I got like the vague kind of colors, thicker, longer. I got the vague colors down for him. This is Tweebenda. I don't have a background I like for him yet, but I was thinking of something that's a little more green. The 1000 Platinum Man. Sneak peek. Yeah, he's very, very dark, so I have to kind of lighten him up a little bit. But this is Treebender from Difficult Terrain, the owlbear that they kind of adopted. I have to admit, sometimes just the eyes when I was coloring him, just imagine this guy staring at you at all times. Like, it was kind of like intense but funny at the same time. But he's really cute, and he's cute and deadly, so that's a fun thing to keep in mind with him. So I just kind of kept him in a more bear-ish posture, I guess. And yeah, I'll hopefully finish him up soon. Just out of like kind of a little more detail and brighten him up a little bit. I haven't touched him with highlights yet, but he's in the works. And then let's see. These guys I whipped together so freaking fast. That's Ravaya, the ranger who has Xolen as her companion. So on the top left was the artwork I originally reworked for her, essentially. It was a very, very different picture, but I just photoshopped the hell out of it until it looked like the character in my mind, essentially. And then I drew up the one underneath it in like 2 hours because I was trying to like get all of our character portraits done in a very short period of time. So this was kind of what I finished with, but I fully intend on kind of fixing her up, which might be a stream. We'll see. But I got started on her at least, and she's fairly close to what I had in mind, but I had to hilariously simplify her just to make it on time. This is Rolam, who I am still kind of tinkering with because initially his hair wasn't quite... I don't have the reference picture here, dang it. Okay. But his hair is supposed to be kind of reddish, and originally I made it kind of orangey, kind of like the, I don't know if you can, like the facial marks he has. I made it too similar to that, but now it's looking a little more like pinkish red, so he's gonna take a little work, but we'll get him there. Euphemi is probably mostly done. I have to retouch her dreads, I think. I was laughing with Maya because I was like, I'm sorry, girl, I do not have time to do this crazy hairstyle that you have, because again, I was doing all these in like 2 hours. So I was like, don't have time. I'm just gonna have to like really quickly finish this out. So this is what I did in like, hers actually I think I took like an hour. I blew through it really quickly. And then added a few more finishing touches a little bit later on, but I will be revisiting these for sure. And then Karasu, who is like one of the easier ones to do. As you can see, I started doing a full body picture, and then I was like, oh wait, we're not gonna see his full body because he's gonna be a token. We're gonna see like that. So I kind of like stopped working on the other half of his body essentially and just kind of worked on this. And this still needs a lot of work, but for a token, for a tiny little thing on the screen, I think it's probably good enough. This is turning into like an art tour. And Quinn I whipped up as quickly as I possibly could. I think his was like an hour as well, and I used another piece of art for reference, which was very, very helpful in my time of need. But he's a creepy boy, but we like him, and he will also probably be getting a revisit at some point. And the difficult terrain crew, which I was actually still in the middle of like making a group picture, which Treebender looks hilarious to me. I don't think I'll keep him there, but it just kind of cracked me up because I don't know, they have this like heroic stance and whatever, and then there's just Treebender just being a Treebender. So I have to redo. Ryland's going to be very different anyway, so he's going to be changing soon, and all the others need to be touched up a little bit here and there. This was Irene's old hair that I basically just used like a water brush with, but I'm trying to make it look a little more, like hair. This is sort of in progress, but sort of the updates that she's going to be getting, hopefully. We'll see. And then all the others. The one that I think had the least edits was Kodrono, which is Dubs's cleric. I don't know, he was just like really easy for me to finish. It was really easy. It was great. Don't really have a lot of things to say about him. He was fun to do though. It was something I did a while ago too, for the whole group, that is, and I just came back to it later. But her I had to adjust. This is Nirja. I originally keep thinking that her dragon color is brass, but it's bronze, and I always draw her brassy, so I had to kind of bronze her. Bronzing is a thing in makeup, isn't it? I had to bronze her scales, which is probably not what it sounds like, but make sure she was a little more color accurate. And there she is with her handy dandy Mithril Majesty, but she was also fun to kind of work on, and I have to update her in the big group picture. Kambish, which is their adopted child, I have adjusted a few times. Mostly kind of colors, and I also whipped together way too fast, but I'll get back to him eventually. And I think that's it. We're gonna finish up with our successful Xolenini. And once again, thank you for hanging out for the short time in which I was doodling. I might do this again. We'll see. But it was fun, and he looked good, I think. I think he looks pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna call it here. Have a wonderful Sunday night and whatever you do tonight. But thanks for hanging out, and I'll talk to you later. There we go. I did it. Okay, bye.